host of the Go Rust, and we are continuing on with our TUI application where we're trying to come up with a basic understanding and a basic replacement for Postman. So I want to note, like, we have gone through a lot of stuff over the last many videos, and I feel like the goal has been accomplished, especially after what we do tonight. The goal is to learn how to do a basic TUI, build an application that's actually useful. It's missing a ton of features to actually replace and use day to day as a Postman alternative, and I feel like I could get there, but there's a lot of other stuff to rust and learn, and I feel like I'm getting bogged down in this project and not kind of broader learning of Rust. So this will be the last night on this TUI Post application, and next week we're going to move on to a new project to learn other parts of Rust. So with that in mind, let's take a look at what we have and where we're going. Switch to there. All right. So let's do cargo run, and we have our application. I think we want to add our verb, and then we want to do our URL. This copy, paste, which is nice from that TUI input. Like, that makes that super nice. So we'll escape out of that. We'll hit run, and boom, we have our results. Then we're gonna new tab, and we're gonna tab into that. We're gonna add a URL and just paste it again. Escape. Now we're gonna do our verb get and escape and enter. Works. Hit tab. I could do shift tab. I mean, that's doing the same thing, but yeah, so like, in a sense, we have everything that we need. It's a functioning application. Looking at our code. We have our current screen for doing main. We have editing and quit, so those are the different states that we're in. We have our app. We're going to implement a default so that we can create a new tab and then set our default state. We're going to run, which is going to do the draw, handle the input, deal with everything like that. This is all dealing with getting it started. This is our user input. We learned how to push anything that does not caught up here down into our active tab, so into a widget for doing more of our user input in our widget and handling that. We have different state of the application to do different things, and then we exit. And then our render is just rendering the very specific things. We get our layout, we get our areas from that, so we can break it out into sections and pass it into another function to render. We're going to render our header, and then we're also going to render our tabs. The nice thing about this here is we have our tab object, or our tab struct, and that has a render in it, and that has its own layout, and that has its own areas, that has its own inputs. So the only thing that, so all we're doing is we're saying, hey, I just want to render this tab. We're passing it in, and the tab itself handles its own render. Same thing with rendering the input. So the input bar for the verb and the URL, it's handling the events, it's handling the key events, passing those into the TUI input for the thing that it needs. And then finally, when it's in a state that is not editing, then we just hit, when we hit enter, we make a request. And then we have the option to add more things to our match based on that. So, and then here we have our actual thing. So we've gone through all the components that actually make up a good TUI application. We now are basically at a point where, and I kind of did a little bit last week. Oops, cargo run. Let's see, do. So in reality, like I have a bunch of tabs. So in the sense, last week I did it where you can do tabs, so you can go through them. Shift tab so that you can go through them. It doesn't error. We set tab to have a default so that when we first went in here, we set a default tab, an empty tab that we were doing something with. So we have kind of the usability. That's really what's left in this application is, again, this is functions. Like this will do the job mostly. The thing that's left is when we do a get, how do we do, we can do query parameters. So do that, then we could do this and do hello world, foo equals bar, on and on and on. So we could do that manually for get requests. The other thing that we would need to do is we would need to be able to do another section for inputting probably raw JSON. Again, this application is done to the point where we're building the application, and so that's where I feel like this project is mostly done for the sake of this video. And so that's why we're going to work on making the output actually look nice. Let me do this URL so that it's not going across the screen. We'll get this to look nice. Then we'll call it done for next week. We'll start a new project. So let's go about doing that. Thing we know is we have the output like this from here, so we know it's long. How do we get this to output? This is in a console, so it's got to parse through and do all that stuff. So let's see if there is a cargo crates.io. Pretty print JSON to command line. See what this does. Simple image, yeah. Yep. Pretty print JSON to command line in Rust. Ursts. In Ursts. JSON transformer. Pretty print. Using SAR JSON crate. ToString prettify the JSON.unwrap. Is it going to be that easy? Let's check it out. All right, because I think I have SAR JSON. Cargo.toml. Issues reported. There are issues reported with your which key mapping. Okay. It's not going to bother this stream. Okay. Yep, SAR JSON. Cool, cool. So, Vim source tabs, because we're doing this in the tabs section. And there is use SAR JSON to string. What? That was awesome, that error. Okay. We're going to get hardcore mode because we don't... Our autocomplete broke. Alright. Don't think about it, buddy. Don't think about it. All right, so we get a response. We're getting our text. Here we're getting the some text. Oh, that's the make request. Oh, self.response data equals. Oh, there we go. Escape. Okay. Response data.conf, fine, whatever. So the question is, do we do the conversion of the output here or down at the bot? Really, we just care up there about displaying it, whatever it's given. I'm making that up totally on the spot right now. So let's do it here. Let's do let pretty JSON equal response wrap, and then let's do pretty JSON. I misspelled. Oh shoot! Spelled pretty. I'll save that. No errors. Okay. Verb is going to be a get. URL. Okay. That did not work. That escaped it. So using using the Brave AI did not do our thing. All right, let's use JQ command. No. This will output. Let's actually go look at what this does instead of just trying to rely on DuckDuckGo. JSON. It's good to read docs. I was just curious if it would actually work. Sarah2 string pretty. Serialize the given data structure as a pretty printed string of J. I mean, I guess that would work. I guess what it's doing. Yeah. So it's just escaping the string. To writer pretty serializing. Okay, this isn't what I want. Just go into again. All right, in Rust, I have a string of JSON. How can I put that to a pretty way? Cert JSON still. That didn't. Okay. This. This is one of those awesome opportunities where it's like you don't know what you don't know, and so it kind of is hurting, and you have to logic through what the problem is. Let's think this through here. I think I know. All right. So in this case, we are outputting text to a paragraph somewhere here. Yeah. we're outputting text to a paragraph. And so we're getting the clone, we're styling it. So this is probably Beck URL. Span default. New line. URL box. Text. Oh, this is old. Okay. Data. Okay. All right. So everything is being output to a single line that is escaped. That's why it's all being displayed on a single line. That's what I was trying to get to. So what we need to do is we need to convert the pretty version of it to a larger vector. So again, let's get rid of this here. We're gonna change my whatever to here. So this is raw response data, which actually really makes sense that we should do it up here in the render because this is actually rendering for display. So we can do something here. The vector line vec from data. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I wonder if we can do, so the vector of data of styled components. Okay. So for t in text dot split. Oh crap. Split. Okay. JSON split. Rust split. I don't know why. I have a stir. How do I have a stir or a string? String. How do I split based on, how do I just split it to a vec? How do I split and iterate over it? There we go. I think it's just split and then you give it the string, the substring, for substring. Yeah, split. Okay, that's, man, I don't know why I was questioning myself on that. All right. So we're doing let mutable data equals vac. Can I do an empty vac with like this? Using the macro. All right. So then we're gonna do data.push. I think it's push. Yank. Paste. T. Line back data.put. Okay. Oh, we're doing a vec inside of a vec. We don't want to do that. Go. Cool. All right. Let's queue this cargo run. URL. Okay, so I don't think it. I did it all right and then screwed it up at the end. I didn't actually do the pretty print on it. All right. Oh, it's just awesome. All right. And think paste. Let's just it's freed at the end of that's totally fine. I don't care if it's freed. Borrow later used here. Okay, consider using a let. So are these warnings or is this cargo build? Okay. Creates a temporary value which is freed while still in use. Interesting. Consider using a reference. So we're gonna. Where's the button? There. Crap. You know, I'm gonna cheat. Okay. Okay, consider using a let binding let bind oh let binding equals toString unwrap. Oh, okay. Yeah, that I thought about that and I was like, oh, let's go in Python land where you just do everything on a single line. Yeah, no, let's be reasonable human beings and developers. I gotta turn my air conditioner down. I'm hot. All right, so let pretty data equals. I'm also making an assumption here that it's even adding hard returns. So there's that. Pretty data. There we go. Interesting. Check that out. That's an interesting artifact. So let's do verb get URL paste escape enter. Still doing this escaped thing. So the problem is I don't understand what it's doing, which is okay. This is part of the learning process. Print line. I'm gonna clone this just because I want to actually see what's there. Oh. Think this might not actually work. Let's see what happens. Yeah. See, look at that. Look at that. Crap. How do you stop it? Ah. All right. Here's what's going on. It's rendering this every single frame, and it's preventing it from continuing. That's fun. Oh. Kill that. 328975. 328975. There we go. Oh, and we borked that terminal. So we go back here. We're not gonna run that. I mean, I can tell it's not working because it's escaped. I don't think Sarah JSON. Okay, let's. There. Let's see. Let's tell it we're not doing the dash. And since I'm having a hard time seeing what the actual output is, maybe Jippity will know. Alright. I might have either screwed up or. This is pretty print JSON. Oh, this is going to try to do the whole thing. Ooh. Not exactly what I wanted here. There's your JSON, Sarah JSON from stir, whatever, and toString parsed. Yes. Yes. But that's not working. Because paragraph new. What am I doing? New line. And block. Let's just get rid of this. Okay. Dot block. Okay. Carefully take too much away here. Okay. So let's do data. Let's just do pretty data first. Might help if I spell right. I really need to figure out my multi-clipboard thing. I have not tried to get. I've not messed with that. Verb get. So like it should be hard returns here. Here is a snippet. Because what I did, style default, yeah, whatever. I'm doing toString pretty parsed. two string pretty like it should be working. Like according to this, pretty JSON. Might not need to do this unwrap here. Cargo run. Okay. So it's probably a problem in ChatGPT. Crap. Okay. Here's a snippet. Basically, things are just escaped. No pretty printing. Because I'm awesome like that, I screw up. Let's see. Yeah, I think this is kind of where I was thinking the paragraph is potentially the problem widget in this case. Because it's probably doing extra processing. Let's read this. Deserialize the pretty using ser JSON blah blah blah. Replace escape characters. Ensure that the new lines are correctly interpreted by the terminal by handling escape characters properly. Okay. So we're doing toString pretty parsed. Pretty JSON block style default. Chunk direction. Literally nothing changed. This is why ChatGPT is unreliable at times. Okay. Let's go look at Ratatouille and other widgets. Layout rendering. Nope. Widgets. Here's the paragraph. Wrapping. Paragraph widget will wrap the content based on available width in its containing block. You can also control the wrapping, the wrap method. Okay, okay. That's interesting. Not that. That. Paragraph widget will wrap content based on the available width in its containing block. You can also control the wrapping behavior. But mine doesn't wrap, even though it should. Just out of curiosity. Shoot. Okay. Um. for the moment, I'm going to change something. Thank you. So, Joshka from Ratatouille library gave me the most obvious thing now that he says it. You need to call the shared JSON from stir to convert it. Otherwise, you're converting a string that contains JSON into JSON. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. I'm slow sometimes. Okay. Thank you. He said he flicked through the stream real quick to look, and I appreciate that. Okay. So now that we know that, let's go back here. All right. Oh, look at that. I have an extra there. Okay. So let JSON equals um man, I wish my LSP wasn't broke. Text, and then JSON, then let's do that. There we go. There we go. Required by Bob. Oh crap. It's at 37:56. 37. This unwrap. Oh. Okay. Right. Okay. Let pretty text equals that. Yeah, this is going to be totally hacky for a minute. If, because I just want to, okay, if this needs to be mutable, spell it correctly. If text not equal to that, then we want to do, whoops. That. Okay. To do that, just gonna kill that all together. Okay. So I think it's gonna error. Yep, that's what I was thinking. Just wanted to double check. Okay. Step back a second here. So I forgot about that. Okay. Okay. Value, search it from stir. On a string. Okay. Stir. So that's the text up there. We want this, yeah, to be. I think that's right. Okay. And this should, crap, keep hitting the wrong button. Okay, this returns a string as a result, so we want to unwrap it. Right. Okay. I think we're getting our return types correct there. Okay, so here's what's going on. So we're getting the value from a string. In the case of a new tab, are you saying use that as like as an input or as a at the top in my imports to use the result unwrapper default? Or are you saying use as in like the word use? Crap, I lost the spot. Let JSON equals. Oh, gotcha. Okay, cool. I'm with you. I like that. That's a good, yeah. Okay. So he was saying to use the from stern dot unwrap or default, which I'm assuming is going to return back a string or a t or a value. Probably empty. Yeah. Okay, so we can probably do this at this point. Let cargo build, cargo run. Okay. Better success! Woo! That's exciting. Nice. That's awesome. Now it looks I can actually process a little bit of it. So you know it returns the default implementation for Serge. Okay. That makes sense. Let's see. Cargo FMT. Alright, yeah, since it returns the default and you're not trying to do a bunch of other stuff, it's going to then convert the too pretty to null in this case, and then you're going to be my brain just went blank. Render out that in the paragraph. That's why we get that null. There. So, makes sense. I get it. Okay. Good enough for now. Okay. I'm going to take that out. Yeah. I guess I'll put it back there, whatever. Alright, so the thing that is to figure out is where is scrolling. So scrolling, I no clue. I mean, other than we have this, and I'm assuming this is like a XY distance thing. So out of just blatant funsies, let's just change trim to false. So okay. So let pretty do indenting, okay? Ooh, awesome. Oh, thank you. Okay, so on the scroll, this is Y, and this is okay. I mean, that makes sense. I can logic that out because what most people scroll up and down more than they scroll horizontally. So I can see Y being first from a conceptual point of view. Okay. Just gonna add this just because I can. Yeah. So just for funsies. Yep, there we go. See it scrolling. So we're running out of time for the evening. So what we would want to do is we would want to set this up here to pub scroll. Gotcha. Okay. So Josh put in there, everything else in Ratatouille is XY, column and row. But that one was implemented backwards, way back. and now it's a snowflake. Yeah, I can. I mean, I can get it. It makes sense. Uh, I mean, I can see why like I said, why somebody would do it that way, but I can also see, yeah, where it kind of can. Uh, what's a polite way to say it? Confuse people. So I think, is there a tuple in Rust? What data structure is this? A tuple. Yeah. How can I can I just do that in a struct definition? I guess I can. Nice. Okay. Neat. Learn something. Learn a couple Rust things today. So this is exciting. Okay, so we do scroll position. Then we're gonna come down here. We're gonna do key code. Just gonna do this because I don't actually know. Off the top of my head. Let's do some funkiness here. If self dot scroll position equals self dot scroll position equals 0.0 0. Probably is better to move this to like a default setup for it, but that's good for now. We're just gonna let's see, self dot scroll position equals. I'm gonna guess in how self dot scroll position plus 0 plus 1 0. Okay. How do I request like check if this is just empty? You know what? Okay, so that leads to I actually have multiple questions at this point. But let's just do this. Let's just do this. Not 165. Gotcha. So it's only empty if it's an option. Makes sense. So would default automatically populate it with like a 0 0 since it's a thing? Okay. So we're wanting scroll position. Where did I leave it? There it is. Whoops. There we go. Self dot scroll position. Car cargo build. That's interesting. I mean, I literally have never used tuples before in Rust, so I didn't know. That's like making my head explode. Okay. Awesome. Thank you. Now let's go do up because I just kept trying to do up. Awesome. That is too cool. Error. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. Saturating sub? I have no idea what that even means. So it says saturating sub if you don't want it to break when you go up, when you go too far up. Hmm. Oh, okay, saturate. So that's probably part of the data type. Okay, so do saturating add. Okay, yeah, method on all numbers. Okay, I'm gonna go look this up. Partly so I can have it available and I'll read more on it later. And two, I want to see an example. Do. Why am I getting split? Oh, oh my gosh. Computes A minus B, saturating. Okay, so the number that it's on, saturating sub, minus the number that you want. Got it. I was like, man, how does that even work? And then this would be sub. There we go. There we go. Scroll to the end. Now scroll all the way to the top. And it hits the top, goes 0. Awesome. Thank you. That was amazing. Quit. Awesome. Well, this was great. I really enjoyed this. Learned a lot. Like, this whole exercise has been great. I think, and thank you, Josh, for all the help on this. I really appreciate it. This was learned a lot. Like, you helped me so much on this, and I really appreciate it. But like I said at the beginning of this, I think Josh, you missed it. This is gonna be the last episode for this project using Ratatouille. I'm actually working on a side project using Ratatouille, and I will definitely incorporate it into future videos. It just makes doing some of the stuff look nicer and feel better and work better. But next week we're going to start a new project, and I'm not 100% sure what that is. I have so many ideas, but I think it's going to be something closer to systems level programming. I hope. I need to plan it out. So next week will be a new project. Thanks to Josh and the other guys at the Ratatouille. Like, they made an amazing library for doing TUI applications. We use it a lot in the future. But I think this series of videos get you over that hurdle of getting there, and now we're basically at the point we're just implementing stuff and moving things around and like figuring out the oddities of Ratatouille and not so much Rust. It's still got a lot of Rust to learn, but we're gonna move on to the next project. This was fun. I plan to continue to do Ratatouille on the side in the future. I do want to make a series of tight, compact, concise video tutorials that are highly focused on Ratatouille. So I don't know when that's going to be, but that is in the planning stages currently. So yeah, I'm rambling a little bit, but I just had a lot of fun tonight. I've been really enjoying doing this, and I can't wait to see what is next. Thank you all. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and I will see you all next week where we're going to do a new project and have fun doing that too. See you.